Welcome back to the Halftime Report. I'm Eamon. Javers at the White House have just come out of the Roosevelt Room, where Ambassador Robert Lighthizer, the U.S. Trade Representative, gave reporters a briefing on the terms of the newly announced U.S.-Mexico trade agreement that the president announced here at the White House today. I want to bring you some of the highlights of the terms of that deal. We are told that there is no sunset provision in this newly negotiated deal. Instead, this deal will have a 16-year term, and it'll be reviewed every 6 years. That is, all parties will have a chance to voice their concerns every 6 years, but the term of the entire deal will run for 16 years. The 180-day threshold for getting out of the trade agreement remains, but this new deal will be reviewed, unlike NAFTA, every 6 years by all parties. Robert Lighthizer, the U.S. Trade Ambassador, also saying that they hope to bring the Canadians in. They're going to send a letter to Congress later this week, they expect, and they hope to bring the Canadians in, and they hope that that letter will include the Canadians. They say they're meeting with senior staff level Canadian officials this week here in Washington, D.C. In terms of the tariffs on steel and aluminum, Lighthizer says the 232 tariffs are not addressed in this deal, so any tariff remains in place, that is in place, until such time as they negotiate that away. Also, they are saying that they expect that this new deal will be required to be reviewed by Congress. There will be a long period in which they have to actually draw up a bill. There have to be hearings up on Capitol Hill, and eventually there will be a straight up or down vote in Congress. Lighthizer saying that his expectation is that it will pass overwhelmingly. The White House pointing out that they think labor will like this deal, they think business will like this deal, and going out of his way, Lighthizer was to suggest that Mexico will like this deal. Mexican business and Mexican farmers should see a benefit here. Finally, on autos, Lighthizer laying out a couple of new terms in terms of the auto component of this trade deal, saying that in terms of the rules of origin, where the pieces of the auto come from, they're going to increase the regional content here from 62.5% to 75%. Also, in terms of labor value, a certain piece of the labor in this deal is going to have to be done at the rate of $16 an hour. The U.S. side hopeful that that means that many more Americans will be able to compete for those jobs at that salary point. And then finally, they say that certain parts must be made in North America, and the steel and aluminum, certain amounts of steel and aluminum in these autos must come from North America. The president, Lighthizer says, is looking at jobs and workers and focusing on that, but they did, he said, review all of this with a lot of the stakeholders who were involved in the process, and that is ongoing. Not clear here where we're going to land in terms of Canada's participation in this, but it is clear that the U.S. administration feels that this train is leaving the station, and they very much want Canada to get on board.